How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. What do you got for me?
The question was very
At
hard.
what age do you feel like your way? At what age do you feel like your man options start to end or run out?
25.
Okay. Why do you think?
Um,
How old are you, by the way?
25.
Okay.
And I just think it's because there's just so many women that want the same kind of men. Like, you know how you talk about women that want guys that are all the way up there in the 300,000s plus. I'm like,
Yep.
well, I mean, it sounds good, but it's not. We can't all go for the same kind of men. So, I
Well,
guess,
no.
yeah, it's hard. But
Well, what was the longest relationship you've ever had?
2 years,
And when did that end?
2019.
So you were 23.
Yes.
Are you dating anybody now?
No.
Do you want to be married?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like children?
Of course.
Some people don't. How many would you like to have?
Oh, maximum of 3.
Maximum
That's
of 3.
me pushing it.
Okay. So, just based on what you're saying, at 25 years old, want to be married, having 3 kids. By what age do you feel like you need to be married in order to make this happen?
27.
Okay. So, did you just turn 25?
November.
So you're almost halfway through.
Yes.
So, just by the math of it, at what age do you think you need to start hitting the gas?
Now.
Okay. But how's that going to be possible if you're not seeing anybody?
Well, there's COVID. 1.
What state do you live in?
Texas. What's that supposed to be? Okay, well, there's COVID. 1. I'm a
That's an
pediatric
excuse.
nurse.
That's an
I'm
excuse.
Okay.
That's an excuse.
Yeah, you're right.
That's an excuse. It's a red state. Texas has acted like it has not been a pandemic.
It really has. But
See,
I'm trying not to be exposed.
We just had a conversation based upon thought and reason. But now we're getting to the point to where when you have to start applying that, here comes the feelings. If you think you should be married by 27, at what age do you think you need to be found by your husband?
Now, honestly, yeah, if I'm being honest, I've just been indoors because I work with kids, so I'm trying not to expose my little kids. And that's it.
Do you mean somebody else's children?
Yeah, I'm a pediatric
Right.
nurse.
So you don't want to expose somebody else's children, but you ain't going to expose your ovaries to your children.
Right.
What I'm trying to understand is when women in general, black women in particular, are going to start taking relationships seriously.
I feel like I do.
Okay. The math doesn't support that, though.
I'm open to it. I just haven't found somebody that I feel like we would match marriage-wise yet.
So, are your people from, where are your people from?
Nigeria.
Okay. Hold the phone still. You're kind of all over the place. If you went back to your grandmother and great-grandmother at age 25, do you think they were as serious about life or more serious than you are?
Set the alarm for when.
I
You've
think they
been
were
back to
as
Nigerian women
serious.
in 1930 and 1910, 1800s. Do you think the women back then at 25 were more serious about life than you are?
Life when it comes to what, relationships or just in general?
Just from a maturity standpoint.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it really the men?
No, that's not. I didn't say it was.
But what I'm trying to have get women to understand is, if you know you want something, especially career women, you know you need to go to go to school and do this, do that. You know you need a plan. At what point are you going to start approaching a man with a plan? Because you say at 27, okay, the way you're talking right now, moving right now, it'll never happen. Or not 3 kids? How long? Okay, let's just do this. Your boyfriend when you were 21 or whatever, where'd you meet him at? The one you had for 2 years.
School.
At school.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if the university had to bring him to you. But see, that's what it means. Now you're outside of school. You're in the world, in the big wide ocean. And no man is going to just swim up to your door. And unfortunately, so many women that share your reflection, young black women, they're just kind of just out here like, ha 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 ha, like it's no big deal. And you're wasting your prime years. And then you'll look up at 30 years old and be like, where are all the good men at? Well, why'd you break up with your first boyfriend? Or boyfriend of 2 years?
Distance.
He
moved to a different country.
Huh?
He moved to a different country for work.
How old is he?
He should be 35 now.
Okay, so he was 10 years older than you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did he want to marry you?
We talked about it.
Did he want to marry you?
Yeah.
So you broke it off with him?
Yes.
Uh-huh. See, people, I don't make this up. I don't make this up. Y'all can get mad at me, but I'm talking to a young black woman who was dating an older man who was marriage-minded, wanted to marry you, and you broke it off. So he went on about his business and went to a different country, and you sitting here taking care of somebody else's kids. Make it make sense. Because likely you probably thought, like many women I'm talking about, that I can find another one.
No.
Okay.
I think
well,
that
if you
was
didn't think
there.
you could find another one, you wouldn't have left that one.
Right. But
Okay.
I'm just not a fan of long distance. And I wasn't.
It wouldn't have been long distance if you was living with your husband. You'd have been there. Uh-oh. Damn.
How old was what?
It would have been long distance if you were with your husband. You would have been there.
Well,
No,
you're right.
exactly.
Fact.
So this is why this is why I can have empathy for a lot of women, but I don't have sympathy for you. Because you look the very men you want and you wreck your own homes. You were with a man who was 10 years older than you, who you said wanted to marry you, but you broke it off with him. And you're going to try to use distance as an excuse when Marisol Mylene Anu would have married her man and went on to another country and started a family. So if you don't find another man in a time frame, it's not as though life did not give you an opportunity.
Right.
And you're not moving with any sense of urgency right now. So honestly, life shouldn't give you another opportunity because you just throw them away.
Well,
What was wrong with it?
I was planning on starting soon.
Okay.
Soon. Definitely this year.
You were planning on starting soon. And I need you to understand the level of arrogance that statement has, as if you just, like, this is something as simple as going to the grocery store and picking one off the shelf.
Well, you're acting like it's our choice as women to pick the men. I mean,
well, you were picked by a man who wanted to marry you, was 10 years older than you. You wrecked your own home. So you already had one shot. And what it is you're making a conversation that other women need to hear, because really you're moving as though you feel like you just have opportunity after opportunity when you just decide to do it. But the math doesn't support that, because you said I should be married by 27 if I want to have 3 kids. Well, yeah, you could have been on that path if you'd have married the man.
right. Agreed.
Okay. So what would you tell women in your position?
Don't let distance ruin a good relationship.
I would amend that. It wasn't distance. It was
Okay,
fear.
don't let selfishness and fear
Yeah.
ruin a good relationship.
Did that man meet your mother and father?
Oh no.
Did they know about it?
Yeah, my mom.
Okay. So he was a suitable man.
Mhm.
And then I don't understand why you threw him back to the wolves. We don't have to get into it, but I'm just saying, man, the more likely than not, you ladies just feel like you can always just get another one later. So, thank you for being honest, but the universe is a strange place. What happens if you don't get another opportunity? Or is that just not possible? You don't definitely.
It's definitely it's possible, but it's possible.
Okay, then what?
I just have to be more open. Yeah, I just have to be more
No. If you don't get another possibility, another shot with a man, being open doesn't matter.
right.
Then what does life look like?
Then life is lonely.
Huh?
Life is really lonely.
Okay, but what does that look like though? How old do the women live to be in your family?
Well, my grandma just passed, but she passed at 112. So.
All right. So
Pretty long.
if you just say 85, that's 60 more years by yourself. 65 is where retirement age happens, so that's 15 years. Are you going to make the kind of money you need to make to support yourself after retirement through the end of life? Most people in this country don't. See, this is why I reject when women say, I don't want women to be afraid of making decisions out of fear. Yes, I want you to be afraid. Fear can be healthy when it starts to focus your mind on what's important. Because there's so many women running around telling you young ladies, go do your career and have a hot girl summer and da-da-da-da-da. And while they're off freezing their eggs, they're telling you, don't worry about it. Knowing that 1 out of 4 will marry, that means 3 out of 4 are on the path to dying alone. We are starting to see the beginning of the feminist movement of so many women being by themselves. So my thing to you, young lady, is if you know what you want, it is time for you to mature, get serious about it, and stop making excuses with Corona and everything else, because there is a time for all women to where your options end. They're running out. They start to run out before they end. I hope this was helpful, though.
It was.
All right.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day. Bye-bye.